In the heart of Egypt, a 4,000-year-old artifact vanishes from a tomb said to be cursed. On a lonely highway, a driver swears a chupacabra ran into his headlights just before everything went black. Deep in the Texas dark, something half man, half beast prowls the parks of San Antonio. And on the baseball diamond, a haunting that refuses to leave the game. From ancient curses to modern monsters, the shadows are busy this week. And as always, we're here to shine a light on what stares back. The stories are real and the words are real hard. This is the Paranormal 60 News. Hey, my little darklings. Thank you for joining me and being a part of the program this evening. It is the Paranormal 60 News night. I hope you've poured yourself a tall, cool, refreshing drink and that you're ready to have a little fun with your buddies tonight. I do want to make another quick mention. It's coming up this Friday, the 4th episode of Paranormal Mysteries with me, Cindy Keza, Shane Pittman. This week, we are off to the Pauley Jail in Alabama for what I think is one of the coolest paranormal encounters I've ever physically been there to witness myself. I've never seen anything like this. I have spoken to other people that have been in and around haunted locations, and after discussing this, all of them agreed this is weird. So I don't want to give anything away. You got to watch it this Friday night. Only 3 episodes remain, episodes 4, 5, and 6. And this week we are off to the Pauley Jail in, as I said, Alabama, and I'm excited. This site is really important because Shane had paranormal experiences throughout his life, but this was his first official investigation where he had paranormal experiences take place. So this meant something to him. So Cindy and I accompany him back to this location to try to uncover the mysteries of the Pauley Jail. So that's what's going on in my world. I'm excited to do that. Let's bring on our friends, ladies and gentlemen. One of them, apparently hidden in some deep underground bunker, is having connectivity issues. So let's bring on the paranormal detective and author and radio show host and apparently drinker of the Stella Artois beer, Mr. Greg, the paranormal detective Lawson. Good evening, Greg.
How you doing, old buddy? It's good to be here.
It's good to have you, my friend. I'm glad that you're here. You're able to spend a little time with us. Chachi is off. Last week, I made a mention. Chachi went in for emergency gallbladder removal, and it was very scary. He thought he was having a heart attack. Turned out that it was just a blocked bile duct in his gallbladder and that area. They took the gallbladder out. So now I don't want to make things weird and awkward, Greg, but Chachi and I both had our gallbladders out. When are you going to join us?
Oh, no, it's not happening. I love me some gallbladder, boy.
Do you? Is that like the one internal organ you're like, that's my favorite?
Oh, yeah. He's pretty cool. He doesn't really cause any problems. And yeah. So,
ladies and gentlemen, let us introduce our next participant. If everybody could assume the salute and prepare as though the American flag is unfurled in front of you and you can see the majesty of the red, white, and blue right there. Ladies and gentlemen, America's greatest hero, the Colonel, is back amongst us.
Look at him.
Good to be back, man. Good to be back. Mike, I still have my gallbladder, which is saying something with this group. And I think I'm feeling better just being around y'all.
Well, we're glad to have you back, Marty, and it's nice to catch up. We've got some cool news stories to talk about, some great discussion points, and I have a brand new segment that we're going to introduce in tonight's show. I figured let's embrace it, Greg. You remember a few weeks back, we talked about how there are news stories that just kind of cycle over and over and over and over and over. And I always feel like, oh, this one's going to have an update. And there's nothing. There's new news stories today about Three Eye Atlas. Brand new news stories that when you read them are the exact same news stories that came out a week ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, just some hunyuk weighing in on it, not really adding or subtracting anything from the conversation. So what I thought was, what if I started to look for a news story on purpose that was really compelling, interesting, had something to do with the paranormal and supernatural, but may still be news to you. And I'm going back way back, and I'm going to the Genesis radio, 1927.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where we're going to go later on in the show. But we've got a lot to talk about. Look at the Colonel back in style. What is that? A martini? Dirty, dirty, dirty martini?
Just dirt. Just might as well have mud in it. It's that dirty. Yeah.
It looks like it, and we're excited. We're the boys are all getting together for a boys' weekend. Not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. We're gonna all be together, hanging out. Maybe we'll do a little thinking and drinking live broadcast. I don't know. We'll have to see how we all feel about it. But it'd be a lot of fun to.
Based off of last time, I don't know.
We should fry up Chachi's gallbladder.
Oh, I think they already. I think Nikki already gave it to the Fae folk.
Okay.
You know who she is. All right, let's dive right in because we got a lot of good stories to cover tonight, and I couldn't believe it. Believe it or not, Greg, the Colonel said, "Listen, if I'm coming back, I got to lead this thing off because I got a story you need to hear. And because I'm going to see Paul McCartney this Friday night right here in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area, where I'm taking my beautiful daughter, Ripley, who is a huge Beatles fan, to see Paul McCartney." And then the Colonel says, "Dave, I've got a Paul McCartney.
You would not. Yeah.
Story."
I said, "Dave, you would not believe what I have in my folder today."
Let's hear it. What have you got? Yeah.
Yeah, actual folder. Yeah,
he's had a lot of time off to sort and make stories. This, Greg, in all honesty, this story could be from 1967. That's how long he's been off the show. This could be one of those "it's news to me" stories. But who knows? Let's see what we've got. Colonel, the floor is yours.
The Beatles are broken up, Dave. Believe it or not, the Beatles. Man. Yes. Okay. No, actually, no. This is a little bit later. The spirit of John Lennon lives on. This week, Beatlemania takes a turn for the supernatural. Sir Paul McCartney says he was visited by no other than John Lennon.
Ooh.
Not in a seance, but in a dream so vivid it left him in tears. It was one of those dreams where John was really there, Paul said softly. We were sitting across from each other, and I remember saying, "John, it was good to see you again." The timing was uncanny. Paul was working on Now and Then, the so-called final Beatles song, resurrected from a decades-old Lennon demo using Peter Jackson's AI audio wizardry. But as McCartney tells it, there was more than technology in the room that day. When I heard John's voice come through the speakers, clear as daylight, Paul said, I had to stop. It felt like he was with us. In the studio with Paul was Ringo. Both men reportedly felt some invisible presence, a chill, a shift, something electric in the air. Do you feel him too, Paul asked? Ringo nodded. Yeah, I do. Ringo kind of had a Western Texas flair.
Yeah, I do. Southern drawl.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
Yep, I do.
McCartney keeps one of John's old cassette messages close by, frozen in time since 1979. He never rewound it. He never needed to, because when he writes today, he still hears Lennon's voice. When I'm stuck on a song, Paul said, I ask him what he thinks, and sometimes I swear I hear the answer. Now and Then may be a hit, but for Paul, it's something more, a seance and a song, a harmony across the veil. We started off as kids with guitars, he said, and somewhere in the music, I still find him. Pretty interesting stuff, Dave.
It is. Music being so powerful, I'm not surprised. And I bet if we talk to a lot of musicians that are still out there performing, that they must feel their former partners in musical crime there with them when they're composing some of these songs and writing them and getting kind of that muse from the stars. That's got to happen more often than not. I mean, many musicians have talked about the fact of just like they wake up, they're told to put a pen to paper and something just starts pouring out of them, and they'll write a hit song in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they said that they're just allowing spirit, the universe, whatever's out there to just come through them and be on paper. But I would have to imagine when you've worked with bandmates that long, you've got to have a bit of a connection even through the veil when it comes to music, because that seems to resonate and open up the portals, right? And bring you a little bit closer to the past.
Yep.
That was brilliant. We do have some of that audio from the John Lennon recording for Paul McCartney. Let's go ahead and play that now. Hey, y'all, it's me, John Lennon. Wow, that's got a southern twang to it too, Marty. That's crazy.
It's amazing.
That is crazy.
Your Liverpudlian accent, I guess that might be the South. I don't know. I don't know where Liverpool is in the whole cosmic scheme of things on the map.
It's on that side of London. If you turn left at some point, it's somewhere over there.
Yeah, if you mask it over, it's about San Antonio.
Oh,
yeah, nice. Good point. Thank you.
That's true.
Overlay.
Hey, I'm going to Wales next October.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. Next October, I will be in Wales investigating. No, not the giant sea creature. No, because that's already been done. Geppetto got us beat on that right away. But I'm going to be going out to Wales, and I've got some of my paranormal friends that are going to be joining me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Martika's already signed up. We've got a bunch of other great people that are going to join us. I'm trying to prod Greg and Chachi to join us. Chachi, let's hope he's healed from this gallbladder removal by the time we're ready to go in October 2026.
No kidding.
If you folks want to hit the road with me and the Colonel and go see Wales and experience the countryside together, the paranormal, the fun, then you want to go sign up darknessevents.com, get all the information there, and let's make this thing happen. Greg.
Hey buddy.
What's the percentage we're going to see you in Wales with us next year?
It's going to be a rough one, man. I got quite a few different things I have to do next year. I'll be in Italy. I'll be in Italy. I'll be in Slovakia.
You're killing me.
So
what you're saying is other people are more important than your friends.
Yeah, I kind of.
All right. Well, that's clear. At least I knew that right up.
Let's move on.
Show of hands. How many of you guys, out of the other two of you, are baseball fans? Neither one of you.
Oh yeah, no. I
thought you told us not to raise our hands.
So. No. I said if you are,
everybody else.
Oh. You're not. See, I'm not really a baseball fan. It's such a slow game. I grew up watching the Cubs, and I loved going to Cubs games. As an adult, I can't watch baseball. It's just so painful. The last full baseball game I watched, I was on air, and it was 9 years ago when the Cubs won the pennant, when they won the World Series. I was on the air with a guest who was also in Chicago, and he's like, I can't believe I agreed to do the show tonight. The Cubs are in the World Series. I'm like, I know, I got it on the big screen. And I said, just be aware, if and when they win this thing, the game stops, the show stops. We're talking about it. And sure enough, I got to Harry carry my way into that one with the Cubs win. Holy cow. We had a great time that night, but I'm not a big baseball fan, but I do love the legend and lore and superstitions that surround baseball. And there is a great team in the MLB. That's Major League Baseball, Marty, in case you didn't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they are in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And they have a little trump card. I'm going to take that back because that word seems to piss off half the audience, and the other half of the audience loves it. And I'm not even talking about what they think I'm talking about. They have one ace up their sleeve that they utilize every week. And I don't know if you guys have heard about this. I love this when this story comes up, and it comes up at least once a year, but it's always something updated and fun. Let's talk about it, shall we? Dodgers outfielder. Well, that was 2 words into my story, and I've already stumbled. Have a drink, everybody.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm drinking on that one.
Dodgers outfielder Teoscar Hernandez recently refused to stay at Milwaukee's legendary Pfister Hotel. a building so famously haunted that even hardened athletes admit it gives him the creeps. His wife urged him to book his hotel elsewhere, and he didn't argue. The Pfister's marble walls and halls have long echoed with more than footsteps. Ball players over the years have told stories of televisions turning on by themselves, lights flickering, and unseen hands brushing past in the dark. Some say the elevator doors open to empty hallways, cold air rolling out like someone or something just stepped through. Michael Young once woke to the sound of heavy boots pacing around his locked room. Bryce Harper found his clothes scattered across the floor and a table shoved against the wall overnight. Brent Rooker described the lights flashing on and off while the TV cycled through channels all on its own. And CJ Wilson claimed he heard scratching and noises traveling along the wallpaper as if a ghost were dragging a key across the surface. Legend has it the restless spirit of hotel founder Charles Pfister still roams the upper floors, keeping watch over guests and opposing teams alike. Players have spotted a well-dressed gentleman watching them from mirrors on the balcony, only to find no one there when they turn around. So, when Hernandez's wife said, "You're not staying there," he listened. After all, when seasoned pros start sleeping with the lights on, you know it's more than just baseball jitters that's haunting Milwaukee. They would, the Milwaukee Brewers would rent the rooms at the Pfister, put the opposing team up there. They would find out who the starting pitcher was for the games, and they would give them the most haunted room because allegedly the ghosts are so active, they would keep the pitcher up all night. So the pitcher would be exhausted when he hit the mound the next day. You got to love that not only is there paranormal in Milwaukee, but they have embraced it in such a way that it is one nut hair away from being cheating.
I would think that is a good plan, actually. Yeah, because no one's going to argue it. No one's going to say, "Oh, no, you put them in a haunted house." Yeah, really? Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, you believe in ghosts?
Baron. Yeah, right. So, I mean, it's definitely a good. I mean, heck, at that level of play, anything helps, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, any little advantage. And apparently Mr. Pfister is a Mr. Pfister. Boy, that's a good name of a band. We should
Mr. Pfister.
Yeah, Mr. Pfister. Take these broken wings. Oh no, that was Mr. Mister.
Yeah.
Anyway, Marty, you get to travel the world and they put you up in a lot of hotels. Have you ever ended up in a hotel that you think your room was haunted?
Not really. I mean, and I'm really surprised for as many as I've stayed in. Usually I'm so exhausted that if a spirit walked on my face, I would probably not realize it was there, So I think
Greg, you do realize the Colonel just threw down his gauntlet for a challenge next weekend.
Yeah.
We're gonna get him so tired.
He's gonna have a bunch of footsteps on him.
He's gonna wake up with just boot marks.
I don't understand.
And maybe a penis drawn on his forehead. I don't know.
Where are my pants?
That is a magical martini, Martin. You put it away and it was almost empty, and you just reached up and grabbed it, and it's refilling itself.
It's like the endless martini. Yeah, this is great. Wow. And they stay rather dirty too, so I like that too.
He doesn't have any olives left. He just has the juice in the jar.
That's all it takes.
I know.
Do you remember when you and Chachi came here and we went and did that like little beer festival, and they had the vodka, the Bloody Mary mix that was dill pickle flavored?
Oh my God, that was so good.
Wait, when was this?
So good.
That was like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Where was I?
You were I believe this is what happened. We all invited you repeatedly, and then the night beforehand on the show, you said, "Wait, what?
I didn't know about that."
Place?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's the standard MO on that. Yeah,
you missed it too, Craig, because we actually got to watch Chachi finally hit a wall while drinking. He was drinking.
His liver popped or something, right?
Yeah, we were at some arcade, and what those are is like there's all kind of arcade games everywhere, and we're drinking. And Chachi, about 3 drinks in, all of a sudden he just starts grabbing his stomach and he goes, "I can't drink anymore." I said, why not? And he goes, my liver's sticking out.
He said, do you have any iced tea? Yeah, we
Yeah.
do. Can you add some vodka to that, please?
My liver's sticking out.
It is. He goes, I can't remember that, Marty. We just were like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? He's like, I can't, my liver's literally protruding from my shirt right now. And
Yeah.
he kept pushing it back in and he'd sip his iced tea. It was hilarious and
Yeah.
weird.
Makes
And-
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense
Well,
to me.
and I was worried because that was probably the first and only time where I've seen Eric ever complain about any drinking issues that he's had, and so I was like, damn, maybe we should do something, Dave. And then we ordered another drink and forgot about it. But
I mean, we did something.
Drink.
Yeah. All right, Greg, you've got a story for us. Where are we going next, sir?
Man, this is actually kind of cool. Driver.
Holy crap.
Yeah, what is that all about?
Read the story. It's the picture from your story.
Driver blames Cryptid for crash. A 21-year-old driver now faces a felony DWI charge, but the story he's telling officers is anything but ordinary. He claims a Chupacabra lunged into his path in the dark, forcing him to swerve and crash his vehicle. Whether he's concocting a tall tale or describing a midnight terror, this one belongs in our Cryptid files for sure. Yeah. It's not the first time this has ever happened to a motorist invoking a cryptid to explain why they had a wreck. In Idaho, a woman said she glanced into her mirror to see a Bigfoot chasing deer before she swerved and ran into one.
Ooh.
In Ohio, a teenager reported seeing a 7-foot tall creature with green glowing eyes and hairy limbs, then crashed into a rock to avoid that. And then across the pond in Berlin, Germany, another driver claimed a large hairy animal appeared out of nowhere, causing a collision. But no footprints, no fur, no second witness, only the vehicle to tell their side of the story. But in the world of the unexplained, the absence of proof doesn't always mean the absence of presence. Whether this young man's encounter was real, delusional, or a drunken improvisation, it's exactly the kind of spooky possibility that remains and reminds us when dragons strike or chupacabras dart across the asphalt. Sometimes the strangest explanation is also the one they never see coming. Back to you, Dave.
All right, Greg. Again, former law enforcement. How many ridiculous explanations have you heard over the years for why somebody had an accident? And have you ever heard one that was tied to ghosts, aliens, or cryptids?
I had one that was tied to aliens, and an alien spacecraft cut them off. And they swerved and they went off an embankment and down a one of those slopes that have a bunch of rocks on it. You know how they build the side of the road, and they put the big giant rocks. Completely totaled the car. Tore the underneath of the car out. But yeah, that's what he said. And then he went to jail.
So
then he went to jail.
Was it because he also blew like a 3.0 or something?
Yeah, something's wrong with him.
So what would you do if,
out.
in the case that an accident happens, but there's nothing on the breath and everything else they're saying is coherent and they seem normal? What would you're a paranormal guy, you're an investigator as well. How hard would it be for you knowing that you've now eliminated intoxication in some way? Right. Mental disturbance. How hard would it be for you to really lean into this to try to get more information about the creature that was sighted?
Well, it depends on how much longer you have on your shift, right? So, when you're trying to work these things, it happens a lot. People will say, this brown Chevy pickup cut me off. Well, the brown Chevy pickup isn't there. Nobody else sees it. You put that in your report, and it's one of those things like, I don't know. Something's going to have to come up later. Somebody's going to have to come forward later to identify the thing, or somebody's going to have to confess that they accidentally cut this guy off. Otherwise, the insurance company doesn't care if there's not physical evidence there to prove that it wasn't your fault. It was your fault.
So real quickly, let me acknowledge Mark Lanou has dropped $9.99 on us for a 6-pack of Stella. So
Nice.
we'll pick up that 6-pack next week while I'm out in Texas with the boys. When I was filming Ghosts of Devil's Perch, and I had that what I thought was a heart attack, right? I mean, I'm in the cabin with Cindy. She's talking to the ghost, stirring stuff up, and suddenly, bam, I felt like lightning hit me in the gut and my whole body hurt. I hit the ground screaming, and I ended up going into the hospital, spending the night in the hospital. How screwy is this? So I get back from the hospital. About 2 weeks later, I get a bill because the production insurance company has refused to pay it. And the hospital won't take care of it. Everybody's pointing fingers back at Dave, and they're like, okay, so explain to me, as I'm on with the adjuster, explain to me how this happened. I'm like, I don't know. I was standing in a dark room with a medium. We were trying to communicate with ghosts. I ended up feeling like something struck me in the solar plexus. I thought I was having a heart attack. I hit the ground. I was brutal pain, mind-numbing pain. I had to be taken to the hospital. I spent the night in the hospital, and thankfully all was clear. And they're like, yeah, we can't pin your injury on a ghost, so we're gonna have to deny this. And I'm like, this is like a $4,000 hospital bill. So I went back to the production company, and I'm like, guys, I'm not trying to be douchey here, but I was at work when I got hurt.
Yeah.
You're my employer. You're the ones that insisted I go to the hospital. And I went to the hospital, did everything, protocol, followed everything. And now I'm getting stuck with a $4,000 bill. So eventually they relented, production paid for it. But ghosts apparently are not a good excuse for why you ended up in the hospital either.
I know they don't count as a workman's comp type of injury, I guess. In that
Shenanigans.
There's no box to check there.
No. How do you, I mean, but it's you're in an old building, something happens. So next time I guess I lie, right? And I say that Cindy hit me. That's
yeah. I mean,
she's got sharp elbows, man. Her elbows are freaking elbows.
She is
only they're
brutal,
filming. Yeah, they're filming, so they'd be able to review the footage and see that. And then then the flag gets thrown, and I get a penalty. That's what's going to happen. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We've got more stories to share. We'll do that right here on your home for the very best in paranormal discussions. This is the Paranormal 60 News.
How are you, Darklings? This is Mark Lanou, innovator, musician, world traveler, and no stranger to the paranormal. Come take a journey with me through this place we call life by picking up my new book, Reality Was Once the Tapestry of the Dreamer. It is available at Barnes & Noble online and will soon be available through other vendors. Get your copy by following the link in this ad or by visiting my official website at markallenlanou.com.
Hey, our buddy Mark Lanou is driving all the way up here Saturday to celebrate my movie premiere. He got a ticket. He's coming up to watch my documentary at the Twin Cities Film Festival, which is sold out, folks. If you're interested, there's like 4 seats left that are next to handicap adjacent seats. They've told me it's okay to mention that because they will sell those seats individually now. So if you are interested and you'd like to come out and see my documentary, The Outer Edge, it is going to air at the Twin Cities Film Festival this Saturday. There is a red carpet event right beforehand. Then there is the movie screening at 9:30. Right after, there is a short, about half an hour Q&A with me, the director and producer, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You can find more information at just look up Twin Cities Film Fest and then look up Saturday the 18th, Outer Edge, and you'll be able to find it and get your tickets there. You can also email me if you can't remember all that, and I can send you a link to see if you can snag one of those last 4 tickets that remain. 4 tickets. If only I had 4 friends that could have come in for my movie premiere, but alas, that just didn't happen this time, I guess. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Colonel?
Yes, sir.
Colonel, being tapped into the military the way you are, thank you
Yeah.
for bringing this story to my attention. This is an interesting one. Where are you taking us next, sir?
I found this, Dave, and I thought, man, this has to be, if I ever do come back on this show,
Right.
this is one of the stories I really want to present.
All right.
Civilization on the moon. Strap in, Darklings. This one is cosmic. A new theory making waves in the science and conspiracy community suggests astronauts are preparing to reveal evidence of a 50,000-year-old human civilization on the moon. It sounds like science fiction, but here's the twist. According to those close to current lunar research, multiple space agencies have quietly been mapping strange geometric formations on the moon surface. Perfect angles. You notice?
Seamless. You could barely even hear the paper slide across your desk as you went to
Yeah,
page two.
thank you. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It would have worked if my computer was still working, but in this case, my iPhone has a great mic on it.
Good.
Symmetrical ridges, massive rectangular shadows that don't quite behave like natural formations. This information dump comes from a recent interview on the Joe Rogan show. When Greg Braden, a former aerospace engineer turned author and researcher who has spent decades challenging what we think we know about time, consciousness, and even human origin, brought these points back into the public consciousness. Some claim these structures were first spotted decades ago during the Apollo missions. Allegedly, certain transmissions were cut short when astronauts described something artificial in the distance. After that, silence. Files sealed, recordings edited, and any photographic evidence quietly brushed aside. Now, new missions from China and India are preparing to scan the same regions of the moon's far side, and they're promising live-streamed data with no filters. If those missions pick up the same shapes, it could reignite one of the biggest questions in human history. Were we really the first intelligent beings to set foot on the moon? If true, it would mean an ancient advanced civilizations existed long before recorded history, and maybe, just maybe, left behind something waiting to be rediscovered. Dave, over to you, sir.
That was really, really old. That's ancient. So it's
but 50,000 years ancient there.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So what do you think of this? I mean, obviously we've all been hearing the stories of how on the first couple of flyovers from the Apollo missions that didn't land on the moon but did flybys, they were apparently reporting back structures and what looked like buildings and not tunnels, but what do they call them when they bridge one building to another? That kind of walkway.
Tunnels?
Yeah, tunnels. Okay, we'll go with
flyover.
Above ground tunnels. And said it looked like a big hamster habit trail that was on the dark side of the moon. That has been a part of the story for as long as we've been talking about lunar landings and visiting. Greg, I know you're more skeptical of us when it comes to this. What's your take on the fact that there may be things on the side of the moon that does not face our planet?
Well, I always find it really interesting that we spent all of that money, all that time to get there, and then just snap, we don't go there anymore. And there's obviously you can logically figure out some stuff, and they say, look, it cost this amount of money to do this. We got there and it's a bunch of dirt, and there's nothing there that we need to go mine or get or anything like that. And you can see this side of the moon pretty well. It faces us. It's tidally locked, facing us. So we see the same side all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody with a decent telescope and that sort of thing can really look at the moon pretty well and would be able to see any kind of structures and stuff on that. And that would be, of course, advertised pretty quickly. I would think that would come out pretty quickly. But on that other side, if you wanted some sort of observational post kind of thing of what Earth is doing, or if you were so inclined to send your military up there to set up bases, that would make complete sense to me.
Sounds like a suggestion if I've ever heard one before.
Yeah. So
Well, I thought we've been discussing putting a couple of like satellite towers on the moon so that we have one near the top, one on the backside, so that we can continue to signal further out into space.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard that one.
Mark Lanu, help me out here, buddy. I know you're in the chat room. If you know anything more about that, pop on and give me a little bit of background information on that. But do you just both of you now, Colonel, do you believe that when we were on the moon, our NASA astronauts saw craft or saw structures?
Well, there have been some astronauts that have stated that they saw something, and they really didn't, elaborate, but they're like, yeah, I saw something. I really can't explain what it was. But and for those, not only are the astronauts they are scientists as well as engineers. So, you would think that they wouldn't even bring it up if they didn't have questioned in their mind that was something that was, non-natural, I guess.
I love seeing a lot of these, both the scientists, the engineers, the astronomers, all kind of coming together. I mean, not coming together, but all kind of agreeing at this point that we're not the only ones here. There's just the math would not work out statistically that we would be the only ones here with as large as our galaxy is, as large as the observable universe is. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if we had some sort of activity back there from someone.
One of the other conspiracies that's been floating around for quite a while is I guess they hit the moon with a laser microphone. And when it hit, it pinged, and it sounded like they were hitting a hollow metallic object. Like this is a satellite structure as opposed to a heavenly body.
It rang like a bell. It reverberated for hours when they did. Yeah.
Really? I've never heard of that one before.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, let's see. Mark Lanu says the last things and current talk is based on Mars colonization. I worked on that in the late 90s. The towers on the moon is possible, but I have not heard of that as of yet. Thank you, Mark Lanu. He's always keeping us up. But yeah, there's a lot of different things. Now, they hit it. It rang like a bell. I mean, when science, why is that just brushed over? I mean, for God's sake, something happened. We hit it. It echoed back, and it sounds like a big hollow metal ball up there.
Well, the great thing is when we do go back, the technology that we have now, as far as LiDAR and any kind of ground penetrating radar, that sort of stuff, they're going to be able to do some great experiments to really try to figure out, what that structure, how it's made and what it's made of and all that. So it's going to be very interesting, I think.
Interesting stuff. Hey, let me make a quick mention. Something exciting is coming up. I'm going to be we're doing 3 events with Cindy and Shane. On Halloween, we're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia at a comedy club. The 3 of us are going to be up performing comedy, magic, and illusions. We're not really, but we are going to be there to do a talk, and we may be airing our season finale live at that event. If you are interested, darknessevents.com. That's the best way to find it. Halloween night in Atlanta, Georgia. It's like 20 miles out of Atlanta. And that's where we're going to be doing this. Then November, we're hitting the Shanley Hotel in Napanoch, New York, one of the most haunted hotels I've had the pleasure of staying at. I'm looking forward to doing an event out there, having some fun. Then in December, we are out in, I believe it's Lexington, Kentucky. The 3 of us are back together again, and we are going to be performing at another comedy club doing our talks about the paranormal. And you know me, I'm going to try to make some people laugh and take advantage of my chance of being on a comedy stage and see if I can actually, work the crowd for 3-4 minutes like a break-in comedian would do. So that might make it worth your time, just so you can come scoff at me and throw apples or banana peels.
No? Hot dogs. How about hot dogs?
Hot dogs.
Yes, please. I'll catch them.
Yeah, since you're asking, Dave, that same night, Halloween night, I'm going to be at doing the Night Owl podcast there in Austin, Texas, downtown. We're going to do a spirit social. It's going to be going all day long. So if anybody wants to check that out.
Sure. And, otherwise come and see me. Well, either way, they're both good ideas.
Or in November, I'm going to be, never mind.
Oh, where are you going to be? People would love to know.
November 22nd, we're going to be doing a thing in Austin, a Strange and Extraordinary Fest. So there's going to be a lot of the local Austin paranormal folk.
Oh, so on my birthday, November 22nd, again, you're not going to be in Napanoch, New York to celebrate with me.
They were like, hey, man, what day should we do this? I said, definitely on the 22nd.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Cindy Kays and I celebrate our birthday on November 22nd, and that's the way you choose to celebrate it with us.
Good job, Greg. Good job.
Unbelievable. I got to rethink this whole thing. Maybe it'll just be the Colonel and I going forward. All right, let's hit our next story. For this one, we're going to Egypt, where a 4,000-year-old Egyptian painting disappears from a cursed tomb. Somewhere in the hush of Saqqara's sand-bleached darkness, a tomb unsealed its secrets, then swallowed them back up again. Archaeologists working at the Kennetica Mastaba discovered this year that a 4,000-year-old limestone relief had simply vanished from its place on the wall. Now, this wasn't just any mural. The relief depicted the three ancient Egyptian seasons: Akhet, the flood season; Prayet, the planting season; and Shamu, the harvest season, in a rare scene of cosmic order. It measured nearly 16 by 24 inches and once stood as a visual. Go ahead and have a drink, everybody. That one's on me. Have a sip. Yeah. Visual. That's the word that tripped me up. Visual. I mentioned all the other Egyptian words. The word visual is the one that gets me. And it stood there as a visual bridge between the living world and the rhythms of the Nile. But now, gone, carved out, removed, stolen, spirit lifted? We don't know. But what makes the disappearance even spookier? The tomb is inscribed with a curse, a divine warning to anyone who dares disturb what lies within. Ancient inscriptions promise retribution for intruders, and the tomb had been sealed since 2019, untouched by excavation in recent years, making the theft or disappearance even more hard to explain. A British team first noticed the relief was missing in May, but Egyptian authorities only now confirm the vanishing act. A committee is being assembled to inventory all the artifacts, and prosecutors are investigating. Now, this isn't the first time Egypt's past has flickered out of sight. Just weeks ago, a 3,000-year-old bracelet belonging to Pharaoh Amenemhotep was stolen from a restoration lab and, according to allegations, was melted down into raw gold. People are idiots. People are just idiots. Why would they do that?
Did you say Amenemhotep?
No, Pharaoh Amenemhotep. Yeah, A-M-E-N, Amen, E-M-O-P-E, Amenemhotep. Yeah. So what's going on here? Is it black market tomb raiding, bold archaeological sabotage, or something more ephemeral? In the world of the uncanny, an artifact slipping from stone into thin air isn't always about human hands. It could be divine wrath, a specter's whim, or a force from the spaces somewhere in between. So let that sink in. A piece of 4 millennia just gone. Yeah. In a tomb that warns the trespassers with curses carved in stone. Tonight's reminder, Darklings, in places where the veil is thin, sometimes what's written on the walls is meant to be paid attention to.
You think the oligarchs got it? I think the oligarchs might have gotten it.
Is that a word you're making up? Because it sounds like a fake word.
Oligarch? It does. Is that even a word?
Oligarchs.
Hey, so
yeah,
Dave,
Colonel.
So it's not a matter of just walking into a museum and grabbing a painting,
right,
lifting off a nail and walking away. They literally had to go in there, and whoever stole it, if a human stole it, they would have to gone in there and chiseled this thing out, right? Is that what I'm picking up?
I'm guessing. I mean, it was a relief built into the wall of the tomb.
That's
Unless
great.
it's like one of those Scooby-Doo things that like you tap it and it flips around and one side is blank. The other side has the 3 seasons. Maybe they need to go in and try that
first.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
There's
There's a lever or something.
Or we
There
all
is.
need to start paying closer attention at Goodwill in case a big stone tablet
yeah.
shows
I
up.
don't know. It's $10. It might be a little too much, but
Best I can do is $5.
yeah, exactly.
Welcome to Pawn Stars, Egypt. All right. Let's do this. We have to take one more final break. We'll come back. We've got a couple more stories to share. We'll do that right after we do this.
Oh, are you reading me? Come in. Hello? Greetings from the Shadow, and welcome to Shadowzine. My name is Jeff Belanger. I'm an author, podcaster, and explorer of the unexplained. For 30 years, I've been investigating the paranormal, UFOs, monsters, and things that bump in the night. Lately, you may have noticed how major TV networks and even social media networks have been pushing our favorite subject back into the shadows. I say good. That's why I launched Shadowzine, a monthly underground publication that covers your favorite topics in depth by some of the leading writers and researchers out there. If you're looking for 30-second TikTok clips, go somewhere else. If you're ready for a deeper dive, put down your phone and pick up Shadowzine. You can't find it in stores. This is old school print. Head to shadowzine.com and be part of the underground revolution. That's shadowzine.com, and I'll see you in the shadow.
And remember, the newest issue has my story in it, the Warren, Minnesota UFO incident, and it's available now. If you want a signed copy, you can find it at paranormal60.com. You'll be able to find that, my book, The Other Side, A Teen's Guide to Ghost Hunting in the Paranormal, and Theater of the Mind. All 3 are up and available for sale, signed by me to you, because I love you. I do. I love you. I love you all. Hey, the holidays are coming up. And this is the time of year when a lot of people start to feel disconnected from the world around them, and they're saddened by the losses that they've suffered. Well, this may be the time that you need a little extra insight. So why not hit up Love and Lotus Tarot with Winnie Schrader? She's been doing this for a long time and helping people to communicate and understand the messages that are coming through the universe, whether it's from loved ones, your guardians, your angels, or maybe just the wisdom of the universe, trying to let you know the path you should steer towards. She's a great resource, and it make a great holiday gift item. So you could buy it for, a birthday for somebody you know in, say, November. Maybe you want to buy the perfect Halloween gift for your friends because you're that kind of person. And you think, what would be great? How about a tarot reading with Winnie Schrader? Or for the holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all of the other remarkable holidays coming up that I'm too stupid to remember. How about getting them a gift of tarot readings? You can do it by going to lovelotustarot.com. That's lovelotustarot.com. And you'll be able to find out more about how you can book a reading with Winnie. She is doing fantastic. And everybody that's had a reading absolutely loved it. She has been booked and will be joining me on the Jericho cruise, November 2026. Words is hard, folks. And so will medium Sarah Lemos. So they are upping their paranormal game on the Jericho cruise. We're going to have gallery sessions with Sarah Lemos, tarot readings with Winnie Schrader, ghost stories, and live podcasts with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. We hope to see you there. More information on all of that can be found at darknessevents.com. Let's bring back our own Thanos, Greg Lawson, and the Colonel is back with us as well. We've got a couple more stories to wrap up with. This one right in your own backyard. We're going to be out there next week. Maybe we should all go out in search of this. Greg, what have you got for us?
Well, there is a wolf thing of San Antonio. I didn't know if you knew this or not. This might be, that thing.
Do we have an image of it?
I think so. If you can pull that up, that'd be great.
Greg.
There's something stalking the
Scary.
trails of Hardburger Park. What?
I don't, Greg, that's not funny. That's me wearing James P. Sullivan's headpiece from the movie Monsters Incorporated. That's not the monster that was seen out there.
Well, it's pretty similar.
Okay.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
So, Hardburger Park in San Antonio, and this thing that they saw is not your average coyote, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, it's not your average coyote. A late night jogger claims he came face to face with a 10-foot tall wolf-like creature, long-limbed, broad shoulders, and dragging a thick, heavy tail that swayed behind it as it moved through the dark. He described the sound that it made as a half growl, half grunt. If anybody wants to try that, half growl, half grunt. There you go. I think he might have been passing something, maybe a gallbladder stone.
Could be.
The kind it's the sound was the kind that vibrates in your chest, not necessarily in your ears. So when he froze, the thing froze as well. Then in a slow, jerky motion, it turned its head and looked right at him with yellow eyes. Too far off the ground to be belonging to anything natural. He said it took 2 steps backwards into the trees and then bam, it was gone. Locals jumped on the story claiming they've seen something similar, tall, shadowy, and wrong, lurking around the park after midnight. Some say it's a dogman. Others whisper it might be a shapeshifter or a spirit guardian of the old land beneath the city. Whatever it is, people are steering clear of those trails after dark because in San Antonio, there's a new predator in town and it walks on 2 legs. Back to you, Dave.
There he is. Look at him. He's creepy.
Look at that guy. Look at that guy.
San Antonio. So is that like a bustling wildlife area?
No, it's like a city area with a lot of people.
So we'd have a good chance of somebody else getting eaten if we go hunt it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good.
We can go hunt it. And yeah, that's
Chachi's going to be a lot slower right now. So all we have to
do
is
he is.
elbow to the ribs. Yeah. He'll bent double over. Wolfman can get him. We can get some great footage for the show.
And you know, they
gotta
can
be faster than Chach.
And they can smell infection and stuff, and they go for the weaker.
Chachi
can? Yeah. Well, he probably can. I don't know.
He does have that ability, it would seem. All right, we're going to introduce our brand new segment here.
Oh boy!
But I'm not kidding. I would like to go out there, San Antonio. If you've got a Dogman on the prowl, let us know. I'd love to hear it. Get out and investigate it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put a reward out if you can get the Dogman to appear on this show. From San Antonio, I am willing to pay you $1,000 of Greg's money.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Yeah. 500 of the Colonel's because he's
all in.
So he doesn't have as much. We're just going to take the grand.
Oh, he's got as much.
500 from the Colonel.
Sure.
$1,500 could be yours if you can get Dogman on the show. That's all I'm saying. Make it happen. Let's go. This next segment is something that's new to the show. It's called Well, That's News to Me. And I want to look at some of these old stories that really should be talked about and have somehow gone under the radar. Let's dive into this one and see if you guys think it should have stayed under the radar or if this is as fascinating as I find it. All right. Welcome to a brand new segment on the Paranormal 60 News called That's News to Me, where we're going to dig up the strange, the forgotten, and the stories that time itself has tried to bury. Tonight's tale takes us back nearly a century. That's 100 years, guys, in case you're not sure. Nearly a century, this story takes us back in time to 1927, when British physicist Sir Oliver Lodge decided to test the limits of the human mind. Lodge wasn't just any scientist. He was a pioneer in radio, one of the first to send signals through the air. But he was also a man haunted by the unknown, a believer that thought, like electricity, could travel unseen, and that maybe, just maybe, consciousness could outlive the body. So he launched an experiment that fused both science and spirit alike, a national test of telepathy. From a sealed BBC studio in London, 6 volunteers were shown mysterious objects: a lilac flower, a playing card, a skull, even a masked man in a bowler hat. Lodge's calm voice echoed across Britain's airwaves as he asked 25,000 listeners to close their eyes and focus, to try to see what those people in the studio were seeing, to send their thoughts across the invisible currents of radio itself. And for one strange evening, the entire nation turned into silence and possibility. Radios crackled in living rooms, families leaned forward, eyes closed, minds open, trying to catch a whisper from somewhere beyond themselves. The following day, the BBC was buried in telegrams and postcards, thousands of them. Most were wild misses drifting between lilies, masks, and strange faceless figures, but amid all that static came one haunting thread. 5 separate listeners described the same thing in chilling detail. A skull. No prompting, no pattern, just 5 minds, miles apart, tuning into the same silent image in the dark. The official verdict? Inconclusive. The scientific community dismissed it as nothing more than coinkydink. But Lodge, a man who already believed that consciousness was more than flesh and bone, took it as a flicker of something larger. For one night back in 1927, science and the supernatural shared a wavelength. And maybe, just maybe, those 25,000 people didn't just listen to the radio. They heard something else calling through the static. And that's your first edition of That's News to Me, stories lost to time, rediscovered for the weird at heart, and will be a part of our show going forward. What do you guys think? You know, I have Mark Lanou, who actually is a scientist, coming into town this weekend. Maybe I should sit down with him and put a protocol together. What do you guys think about we do a double banger show one night? Wednesday, we do our news. Thursday, we come back. And on Thursday, we reveal the findings from Wednesday's show. Wednesday, I will give each one of you a different item to focus on. And when it's Greg's turn, I'll tell everybody, okay, focus on Greg. Greg, your job is to simply look at it and concentrate on it. Telegraph it out through the interweb, the ethereal highway of interdimensional travel, and put it out there. And everybody can write down what they think it is. Then we'll move on to Marty. Marty can go ahead and do it. I'll do it. Chachi will do it. We'll round out the whole crew, see what we can find, and then see how many people were able to actually tap in. We'll tabulate the scores and look at the answers the next day, see how many people were able to pick up on the items that we selected. Would you guys want to be a part of that?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Greg, it helps when you unmute the microphone when you talk.
Are there going to be B movies that I have to look at?
No, you won't have to do anything. You could just stare at like a DVD case, and that could be what it is. I don't know if it is, but maybe it is.
I got to work on Thursday nights.
You're such a jerk. You are such a jerk. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. I'll do it from class.
You have no class. Oh, burn! See what I did?
What does that mean? What is that? I don't understand.
I'm just saying. I'm not making stuff up, Greg. I'm just putting it out there to the
I
universe.
need Bonsai Warrior in my corner here.
Yeah, Colonel. It's
Yes,
a
sir.
pleasure, buddy. Are you going to be able to join us next Wednesday, you think?
Well, next Wednesday, I plan on being with a bunch of friends in a location that is center to where all those friends are. So,
Really? Because all of the friends are coming in on Thursday. So maybe you have a different set of friends. Maybe I'm assuming.
Yeah,
that you meant us.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, that was, yeah. Yeah, right. Thursday. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So Wednesday, maybe you could be here.
Yeah,
Greg,
definitely.
maybe we can get Chachi from his hospital bed in his room at home, where I've been told Nikki has like scotch and bourbon on an IV drip, just trying to keep him hydrated.
Dude, his hospital bed at home is crazy.
Yeah. I heard he named it Rosebud. That's a little Citizen Kane for you.
Yeah. there you go.
That's it. Greg, tell people where they can see you next, what's going on in your world, and how they can listen to Three Gorillas.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for saying that. So on Halloween night, right here in Austin at Spider House, they're going to be having the Night Owl podcast social. And that should be really cool because anybody who's in the paranormal in Austin will be speaking at this thing. It is a mini Paracon, a one-day Paracon, basically. And then on November 22nd, as we said, here in Austin again, there's going to be a Strange and Extraordinary Fest. So you can find both of those things on the interweb, Strange and Extraordinary Fest and the Night Owl podcast. Also, I'm doing the Three Gorillas podcast with two other old retired SWAT guys. So it's just three SWAT guys. And we sit and complain about things. And then we actually review particular cases. Whether they might be old cold cases that we were involved in, or something contemporary in the news now that the media is getting wrong. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's what we did.
Scouse has dropped $9 or £9.99.
Nice. That's big money.
I don't know what it is.
Mhm.
Suzanne, during one of the stories, dropped $9.99 on us for some wine bucks. So apparently next week's drinking is on the listeners of this show.
Yay.
So thank you. Yeah, it's very exciting. Colonel, you got anything exciting coming up? Big talks somewhere? Your new book coming out?
Let me think. No, actually, I don't.
Perfect. That's great.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you all for tuning in and being a part of it. From the deserts of Egypt to the highways of Indiana and the moonlit trails of Texas, one thing remains clear. The unexplainable is everywhere. Some stories make us laugh, others make us look over our shoulder, but all remind us that the world is still wonderfully weird. So until next time, may the darkness of this world be just a little brighter with the information we share here. May your roads be clear, your hotels unhaunted, and your friends human. Well, probably. Thank you very much for joining us. This is the Paranormal 60 News.